early sort of same picks, same bands. They're getting rid of Lee Sin and Jace anyway, respecting Insect, respecting Ambition. LCL says, look, we really respect Rumble. That's still the thing we're going to get rid of. And the funny thing is the North Americans have not changed their bans at all. So right now the Koreans can get almost every single champion the same if North America doesn't steal away.
We'll see. Dyrus does lock in, possibly a Skara as well. So Diana being picked, the ambiguous one to come out first.
I want to see it on Skara. I think he will do better in general as Diana. It's not one of Dyrus's most played, and just to me that makes more sense to let him run with something kind of more in his forte, right? Where he can win the lane or at least go more even and whatnot. So we'll see what the North American squad actually does to revolve around this, but they're going to get that rise back from the Korean side, and they get to replay the Thresh as well.
They do pick it up, and again, Thresh not being, well, in the secondary pick, but not in that first round pick coming out here. So he has, once again, just kind of found his way down to the middle after being such a huge force for these teams and something for other teams to be reckoning with. But Korea now seeing Diana, they saw it last game, so they got to feel comfortable already.
Exactly. That really, especially when you consider that you had Zach going zone and things like that. There was a little bit of disrespect in the last part of that game where they're kind of buying whatever they want.
Yes.
I mean, and you heard in the interview as well, the Koreans feel super confident, right? This is a game they think they're really going to win. They expect their destiny to be into the finals. They beat the Europeans. They're nearly beating the Americans. They're hoping they can play China, take first place, get their extra spot, and that's kind of in their sights right now. And the thing is, you look at this champion select, and it just looks so similar that, right now North America hasn't done anything different.
What could Scarlet go for here? They choose to pick out something we haven't seen much of this weekend.
The Sona pick I like a lot. It's a little bit more team fight based. It's interesting to see because I think Lulu 2v1's better if you want to push down early turrets and play aggressive. Lulu works better in turret dives at level 3 as well. Sona's more of a team fight pick. I'm curious to see if the North American team can actually get to team fights this time around. Do they think, oh, it's just like, a small error here, a small error there, we can totally fix it, we'll be fine from now on, or what their plan is, because I still don't see something super new from them.
We'll have to see what Doublelift decides to choose. He is up to pick. It's going to possibly be, again, that Dyrus Kha'Zix. Doublelift needs to be on his carry game this time around.
He's got the pick of the litter here, really. There's not been a lot of AD carry bans. The Caitlyn's been grabbed. He's a big Doublelift pick. I wonder if they're going to go back to Vayne for him, for example, here and play that late game status. They'd have to dodge Caitlyn if they do it, but sure, why not? I mean, I just keep looking at the Korean side. They got every single thing that they wanted. Praise played Caitlyn now 4 times in a row. He's not played a single other champion yet so far. They are going to switch things up. Doublelift, he looks for Graves here. All right, this is a bit of a new setup here. This is hyper aggression. This is start things out strong, burst a guy down, give Kha'Zix a reset. This is a bit of a new look for the North American team. And
really the consideration in that pick is, I literally could also see into Doublelift's head, probably don't want to go up against that Caitlyn Thresh lane. They first blooded us last time. Let's choose a lane that we can play safe and try to avoid them in the first part. Hopefully they don't match up with us.
Yeah, Graves has even less tools than Ezreal to deal with that lane. He can't miss a shot from far away, right? He can't poke out nearly as hard. Quick Draw has a longer cooldown and moves you less far than Arcane Shift. You could quick draw dodge a Thresh hook, I suppose, if you're really on point, and then that way he can maybe dodge everything out. But as far as fighting a 2v2, being 125 range down against the other support, that's a rough one.
Yeah.
I don't expect Doublelift to do well in a 2v2 if they find it.
We have to remember what Doublelift did on Graves.
Yeah.
Farm Master Flex coming in here. Just about over 500 farm when he did it. So North America, like you said, they do have that fight team that says, let's engage once Doublelift has 7 items.
Every single one of them, exactly. Every single one of them engages super, super hard. And if they can get that first pick, they give the Kha'Zix a reset. That's going to be Dyrus on Kha'Zix in the top lane. Skara's going to be on Diana in mid. Teams very rarely give Skara Diana. I want to see him show up here and smash faces if we want to see a game 3.
And when Skara does get a Diana, he does get his Karthus. They usually put him in that side lane. However, on blue side, they may choose not to do that. Like we said, I think it's Doublelift and Xpecial that are really trying to find the 2v1 lane here without Korea matching it up.
It's going to be interesting to watch because, again, I don't like the Graves of Caitlyn matchup. It is going to be a rough one for Doublelift.
Right.
And so what I want to see here is the shell game. Is, the ball's under one of them. One of them's the Doublelift. We're going to move them around a little bit. Which one's it going to be? Mid lane? No. Right. Bottom lane? Yes, you found the Doublelift. And that, I feel like, is the gameplay right here at level 1.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we jump into game 2 of this series, it is North America All-Stars versus the Korean LCL All-Stars. Rivington III and Freak bringing it to you live from Shanghai Grand Stage in China. And we are underway and on the Rift.
The Korean team making the exact same play as last time. They all ran down toward the tri-brush to look for the red buff and get a ward down early. And the thing is, the Americans have not put a ward there themselves, so they won't see this as easily.
Insect and Scar dancing out in middle. Good little camaraderie here. But they know where the jungler is, so it may be safe. Dyrus right on the right side. Dyrus hopefully not watching these guys dance around in middle because he is just on the other side from the red buff. Dyrus gets locked up and it comes down first blood for Ambition.
Oh my gosh, the level 1. Yeah, they pinged out just there. That's where they came through. They came through the bottom lane. No one was watching that one at all. That's a miscommunication already. This is not a good thing for the North American team. Normally you would see someone like Doublelift sit in that tri-brush and watch, and he was like, no, I'm afraid of getting thresh hooked. I'm not going to look for this.
They danced in mid on purpose. They were distracting everybody. That was a cheeky play. That is exactly what they wanted.
Oh my gosh, already a good opening here for the Korean side. Now they are going to send their 2v2 lane up to the top. Actually, no, I take that back. Shy is going to do that top lane rise. Ambition's going to stay on Kennen, of course, but it will be the 2v1 mid again here from the Koreans. They're actually not making any major moves. So North America, they're sending Scar. They're going to 2v2 this.
Late invade to see if they can get in, possibly get a ward down. Doublelift looking for pressure onto this. It's Insect. He does have to take a little damage from the previous camps. Doublelift trying to pressure them even more and make it look good for his team. Power chord going on. They're really focusing the damage on either or, so nobody's getting too low. They're kind of taking good damage here.
The thing is, I don't know if they quite have the damage because they're not really going, oh, that Mad Life Hook would have been death for a special. But Ambition puts out enough damage. He's actually forced them out, and Insect's going to get his blue anyway.
This is a super scary play for North America. They're putting wards in only the positions they've walked, and they have them in the top jungle. For an invade like this, they're being very risky.
Well, at least, the very least, they saw Shy, and they saw that Prey was not leaving his mid lane, so they could deduce who was left, who could have fought them. Thankfully, you know, Xpecial did dodge the hook. For what it's worth, they did slow Insect down. They took some damage, but he had to burn his own smite on blue buff, and he's killed it much more slowly. So as long as farm wasn't really lost, it does come out as a lead for NA.
All right, so the kill on Dyrus, going over to Ambition, as we said, assists going around. And we'll have to see how he plays that out. Kazak's still going to be a formidable threat towards the later part of the game if Korea LCL lets that happen. They did not last time. We'll have to see Freak 3 minutes in with a little bit of action already. The fire has been ignited.
So right now, there's not a lot of easy moves here for Ambition. It actually looks like last game here. Here comes Saint for an early level 2 dive on Ambition at 3 minutes. Ambition does not know about it. There's no wards here at all.
This would be perfect. Kennen usually does not take that speed movement until level 3, but he has taken it in 2, knowing he's in the 2v1 lane. Dodge, no, he did not. They get the anchor toss. There's the slow cord coming out. Will they be able to get it? Actually goes for damage on that one, and they do pick up the equalizer.
That is absolutely massive. Ambition will lose so much experience and gold out of this that as long as Dyrus doesn't get traded out here, there's going to be a huge level advantage for those high impact champions. But Dyrus dropped so low, and Insect's still winning around the corner.
Just one combo from Insect. Once these minions are cleared, we may see the full go, the full bore coming in. Here comes the next wave. Insect may be deterred here, but he is slingshotting. Here it goes, Freak. They are going to bounce into this one. Is he pulling? Dyrus feeling it. No, he goes back. They didn't.
At this point, the wave, he's zoned out from his wave. Dyrus has to give that one up. The bottom turret already went down as well. Despite the first blood, North American team did not collapse on themselves. They said, look, guys, there's still a way to win this game. Let's slow it down and be smart. Dyrus actually runs his teleport, again, to try to keep up in minion farm. He's only 4 behind Shy, and he's way the hell above Ambition. This is a decent opening for the American team.
This is very much more historical and present than what Korea does in their matches. The turrets dropping fast, the mid one looking to be their first objective to take down.
This is just so good right now. So the Koreans are going to look for that mid lane pressure. You're seeing Saint show up, but the hook's going to come across. It's bad for him.
Insect was just on the side. They get good damage on the Saint. The exhaust is there to keep him in range. They want the double buff, and it goes over to Mad Life.
He might just die to the turret, though. Skara!
Saint.
Buff transfer complete. Skara got a red buff.
Great job back and forth again to keep it equal now at 5 minutes. Everybody is pressuring. Both teams out for blood right now.
This is a crazy game right here of all these guys diving. I mean, the Koreans are basically making the same moves they made last time. They're playing super aggressive. Insect is finding kills. He's finding ways to go in, and he's doing a beautiful job with his ganks, to be sure. But the Americans have finally found their own openings. They're not playing straight 2v2s. They're finding dives. They're finding turret kills. Doublelift is farming his face off if he can. and they're going to try to transition through this.
We'll have to see if this works in their favor. This is the call from North America to put the AD carry support middle now, the one that didn't allow them to do it at level 1, but now at level 3 they may have that resistances they need to fight this match.
With a Vamp Scepter and a level 4 Sona, they're pretty much fine. Most Sonas do not learn the Song of Celerity until level 8, and that's what's happened here. He's got 2 points in that heal. That Caitlyn Poke's going to stop being so annoying for the American squad, and with the levels for mana regen as well, Xpecial should be fine here. So, yes, Graves will be okay to do this, and Ambition has been denied so much. He's level 4, Scar is 5. If Scar fights him 1v1, that's a win for Diana.
And even the difference in things that have been happening causes Saint to even go for mobility boots before his Spirit Stone.
Exactly. This is Saint Vicious playing that supporting jungle. This is the point I failed to make last time, is he's now rushing a lot of boots of mobility. He's looking for ganks so much instead of saying, well, I'll get jungle clear speed, I'll get the Spirit Stone, I'll get Madrids. He's looking for kills for his team.
The ward keeping them privy to St. Vicious's position at this moment. Prey kind of taunting it out too. He's like, I'll hover top side. You want to go into the turret, and then Mad Life will pull you right in as long.
Oh, very close one there. Looks like Mad Life is still mayor of Hook City.
He really baiting those things out. We'll have to see who comes up with the big plays between those two towards the end or the middle fighting phase of this matchup. Still 100 gold between these two teams, so really nobody with the advantage on that. At 7 minutes in, Doublelift going back to wave clear Doublelift. Looks like he's going to get that CS game on again, which is actually tied at the moment with Prey.
I actually really like the idea that they put Graves in the mid lane. He wave clears as much as possible, and then because wraiths are right there, he can clear them out. And Graves is so good at area effect clearing as well. As long as he can shove out mid and go back over and over, Double will build himself up a lead here. You're seeing it's now only 57-59. That was much worse a few minutes ago.
So the way the game has been playing out, it's really causing Scar to move around. Down in CS, he did get that kill, so that's helping bolster, you know, a few waves into his cash flow. But right now, they're without focusing that, they're able to pressure him and make him lose a lane.
Yeah, that's what happened is Scar went over to that bottom lane. The problem is Ambition froze it up until now. When that turret went down, the lane has been frozen until this point. The minions are flooding back in. Scar can finally get some minions for himself. You'll see him catch up really quickly right here. He's now above 30. But yes, it was frozen for so long, he missed out on probably 20 minions that fell with no one around to spot them.
We'll see how they coordinate their fights and attacks as we get up towards about 10 minutes into the game. Going to see where the items are coming from. Insect looks to position himself for a fight here. Quick boots onto Prey, actually. So with that attack speed, going for turrets for these guys, really.
It's a cool build, really. I mean, he wants people to get away from the ganks right here. He certainly, there's a couple ways you could think about it, right? So in one case, you could have gone for a pickaxe here and gotten the 25 damage, or you could get Berserker Greaves for basically the same cost. He says, look, I actually want to evade the Nautilus ganks. I want to not get caught out, because I feel like I can do fine in my lane and farm it out and play for the late game or whatnot, because I'm really more afraid of Nautilus here.
We'll see tier picked up on both the top laners, Rise and Kha'Zix. That's Dyrus and Shy in the top lane. St. Vicious picking up his red, finally got that Spirit Stone for himself. He is boots up onto Zac, so maybe he can find himself a way around the jungle and cause Insect to have to follow, but right now, no team's dictating anything. We're now waiting for the next move to be made and really where it's going to flow to.
That's the funny thing is everyone's happy with this sort of equilibrium status in their lanes. Dyrus will have teleport soon, so if he can start putting a lot of pressure top lane and making a play for Dragon, that's an opportunity here because Shy does not have that spell, right? He doesn't have the way to global back in for this. So North America, with teleport up now, this is their time to say, look, we'll pink ward Dragon, we'll try to take control of it, we'll get a Dyrus when we need to.
Insect happily saying, don't worry, Shy, I'll stop the minions before the turret, as he actually walks them back and corrals them in for Shy. Ambition taking some good damage here. The next Q follows. The flash from Saint. We said it before, there will be many flash hooks seen today.
That's actually really good for the North American team because Nautilus functions just fine without flash. I mean, flash hooks are nice and all, but he's still Nautilus. Kennen cannot easily engage or deal with things without flash. It's much harder for him. Again, Dyrus has teleport. There's the pink ward from NA. They know Ambition is low as well, so without flash, without health, he can't even team fight here. And that gank, even though it failed, is a Dragon for NA.
And it's already a different buy. You can see Ambition knows he's in a different type of game, doesn't have the two Dorans, quickly going for armor resistance here. Maybe pick up the Ninja Tabis in the end.
I can't see the Koreans defending this right now. I'll get to the Ninja Tabi in a second, but like
yeah.
they're posturing for it. They came down, but it was like, nah, Dyrus showed up. Now he teleports back top. That's the great thing, right? He said, well, look, I can run down to the bottom lane. I'll save teleport just in case, and he gets to take the wave for it. So as far as the Ninja Tabi is concerned, honestly, a lot of physical damage from the NA squad, a lot of magic damage from the Korean team. You know, just makes a lot of sense that you buy what the resistances you need.
It looks like he's actually just piecing together the Seekers. It was slow, but he's like, no, needless next. I don't need the abilities home. That's not going to be Ninja Tabi for him. He's going to be looking for that pen. So as we move on here, 10 minutes, 11 minutes into this one. Still a 30 CS lead in favor of Ambition over Skara as they match up, but it is going to be level 8 to level 7, so that may matter in that next fight as well. Dyrus pressuring the top lane as we do see Madlife now starting to roam with Insect. They're going to leave Prey in mid to farm.
Oh, he is a Caitlyn with Berserker's Reef. There's a very, very safe champion. His turret is still alive as well. It'll be hard to kill off that Kate. So, yes, Madlife's going to go look to make some moves. Dyrus' TP is down. His flash is down as well. Shy and him got in an altercation about 2.5 minutes ago, burning Dyrus' flash, and they're going to go for the dive.
He takes the aggro right there, knowing, and this is something Joe said, Zach can go in like that, and the Blobs will retarget. It would have been on minions, and they would have had a great dive.
Yeah, but instead they get a turret, which is honestly just fine for the Korean LCL squad. They took the mid turret in response to Dragon a little while ago. They'd grouped up and said, look, we'll take this for it. But now they grouped up for the top lane. This is such an incredibly smart move. You just group up and take buildings down because you can do it.
That would have been great for a forced out team fight if they could have popped that passive just now, but he's going to get out, be quite safe. Looks like the depth charge goes down. He's not going to be able to get away, but are they going to be able to close the gap? Oh, minions in the way.
Minions in the way. It's kind of the story for Saint, unfortunately. He's lost a lot of mid-lane ganks to minions, unfortunately. Purple melee minions this time, a little bit too OP on that one. So, great escape by Ambition. I mean, and that's one of the small weaknesses, but Dyrus in top lane.
Dyrus did get caught out, getting a little bit antsy there. He returned to lane and thought everybody left after he did all that damage. Madlife just walking by to get the assist with Shy's Q.
So great pick up there. That roam support so effective, and you saw it there. That is the one thing that the Koreans are doing right now that's kind of far and above what the Americans are, is Xpecial is still playing defense duty for Doublelift, right? He's not been able to use the crescendo for anything. He's not made other ganks happen, whereas Madlife has opened up a turret and opened up a kill.
This game more testing what is going to happen in the fighting skills than really the laning phase. A bit of back and forth. Towers have been dropped, yes, 2-1 in favor of the Koreans. But as they move on, it looks like they're going to be focusing quite a bit towards bottom, allowing Prey to pick up more CS, and they're really staying on the backside as opposed to in the face of the NA LCS All-Stars last game with that chokehold strategy.
So certainly the lanes have gone a lot better for the Americans than it did last time. The mechanics are still solid for the Koreans. They've done very, very well. They've only really died in hardcore gank scenarios, so they've been reserved enough. And their team comp in general even plays to that as well. It's a come to us team composition. You've got Ryze and Kennen, both of whom don't engage all that well without trying super hard to force things. But if you walk towards them, they're like Rune, Prison Slicing, Maelstrom, a bunch of people die over. Like, it's just an amazing team fight comp. And which is well picked by them. It's sort of like, yeah, we can play for the late game. We have good scaling. Bring it.
There they go on to Ambition. They know he's going to be able to use that light slicing Maelstrom, but there it is. He pulls him back. The crescendo from Xpecial. They're going to be able to get one. Ken scarring it out. Let's bounce. No, he does not use it. It looks like he tried his shot, but the exhaust kept him in.
So Scar was forced to flash away. They still got the 1-for-0. Great crescendo from Xpecial as well. So that's really the big thing that shows you a top-level team. How well do your teammates participate in fights? Can you get a bunch of people involved there? Skara started out saying, I know my team's here. I know they'll back me up. Started the battle out. Sure enough, everyone showed. Got the kill.
There's the flash hook. One more after the other. It's Madlife this time. The box goes down. They're trying to put him right under here. St. Vicious still right next to the side. The play's been used, so Madlife there again for the Lantern assist to come in. Prey picking himself up a kill of the game.
Great little optimization there. Almost let them get a second one as well. If Ryze could have just stayed in range and landed a Rune Prison onto Xpecial. But even still, a great counterattack. There's a long cooldown on Crescendo, especially early on. So it's a really great opening just to jump in on them.
Few core items coming out here as we see the lanes somewhat back to farming, somewhat back to that pressure. Korea, once again, on the strength of trying to get these turrets down. Madlife hitting another one. They're going to be able to get some good damage off of this. Will they finalize the kill? The collateral damage has already come out. There's the ace in the hole, and they say, I'm good. Do not protect that.
That was an incredibly close fight right there from all sides. And I knew the ace in the hole was ready. You saw the American team was like, look, we can't all in this. We're going to take too much damage from Caitlyn in the end. So good sort of reservation on both sides.
Oh, the movement from Shy is so big right now because Double Lift stopped going back. Only because of St. Vicious. They don't know Shy is gone. Right around the corner. Double Lift gonna go down. They will keep diving this, and Saint is gonna find himself in the death chamber as well after a few more attacks.
Absolutely great gank there from Shy. Going through the darkness, the American squad immediately pings out the route that he took to get there. They're still communicating. They're still saying, look, we can find these mistakes and plug them up while this game is still live. But in the meantime, the Koreans have built almost a 3,000 gold lead. Started out really, really strong for them. Yep. America came back, but now they're finding the opportunities.
Dragon in a minute 30 as we see it. Ambition getting jumped on here. We'll see how strong these two are in the 1v1 situation. Dyrus not taking an extreme amount of damage. Looks like he may be able to get a kill here. Almost finalizes with the spikes. Can he get back in here?
No minions.
Going in. Oh, the turret's on him. He tries to. That was a big baby jump.
Yeah. He's just trying to do the damage that he could, but there comes Insect. He finds that one, turn it around. And again, good players show up to help their teammates. Even though he did die, Insect found 300 gold and gave his friend an assist.
We'll see, these guys always in the right spot at the right time. I do not know how they do it. There's always just somebody walking out of the fog of war to clean up those kills. Korean LCL players right now just playing out of their minds.
They absolutely are. And Dragon is now up. Dyrus and Ambition are both dead, but Dyrus does have teleport. That might be a big factor here for this North American team. Oh, Saint, he got that one. He saw it coming in, dodged it away, but it's still their red buff.
Oh, he tries to go back in for it. He knew they were there, but he didn't know 4 were there. Saint's going to be going down, and they cannot help him on that one.
That's just a really weird mistake there. He'd already dodged away, and he came back. And now, I mean, because Saint's dead, because there's no smite, there's no way the Koreans can lose out on the Dragon. This is just theirs.
Right place at the right time. It almost seems like they have the timers of the buffs better than the North Americans do.
Exactly. The first time Dragon did go down, it was pink warded. They saw the Americans kill the ward. They postured for it, said, okay, guys, we know roughly when you took it down, and answered for a turret. Right. This Dragon had been up for a while at this point. They had already had it warded out. They just said, okay, look, we'll do the standard homework, do the standard prep. Let's go into your jungle, see where you guys are. You know you don't have a Dyrus, and they found openings.
2 very big core items coming out here as we see Dyrus piecing together items, looking for the Zhonya's, looking for the Abyssal Scepter at some point. The Bloodthirster is onto Double Lift, but it's to the Infinity Edge, and a Zhonya's as well. A Rod of Ages stacking up onto Shy. This, right now, is movement for Korea. They have good momentum, and North America is finding out how to stop this. They're putting the wards down. They're trying to stop the advantages right now.
And they've got to. The North American team is still one about picking and getting these individual kills so quickly and out of nowhere, and they've got assassins to do it. The problem is that there's no one to shut down anymore from the North American team. There's no one who you're gonna stop at this point. Shy has completed Rod of Ages and Archangels. He doesn't need to buy anything else. He'll be good for the rest of the game. Ambition already has his Zhonya's Hourglass, and note that this game was much harder than last time. He didn't grab Haunting, guys. He knew he had to rush the Zhonya's to be useful in team fights, so he made that adaptation there, but now it's kind of with Zhonya's. You're good at that point. Prey has Infinity Edge done. He's fine. Ruby Sights on a Mad Life. He's fine. All the big items are done for the Koreans.
See what they continue to go. It looks like even Insect may be picking up the Abyssal Scepter this time, as it was Shy in the previous matchup. They continue to go on. We'll see where North America decides to position themselves. Where Korea is standing right now, they actually have 3 wards just running down a line. They have complete control of this. No real part of the jungle is North America's right now.
No, they just took the Lizard buff, they took the Dragon, and they took the Blue buff. Every part of the map right now is theirs. They're up 3 turrets to 1. Even Dyrus has to run away in his own lane to a second turret right here. And Korea are saying, look, where's our next opening? It's like an inner turret.
They found the pressure on the bottom turret. But to push that lane, they're farthest away from the most important objective here, towards the mid-game. So they need to find a way to crush middle. They need to find a way to crush top. But how do you do that when they're always in your face?
You look for the split-up team. Prey right now is far away. They can jump in on this.
Split up like this. Shy is going to be caught out, and they may catch it. But Mad Life on the side. They're going to be able to stop a little bit there. A good flash by Shy, and they get out. And this has been the story. They keep getting out with such low health. So much is used, and the chase continues. They tunnel down on this. Slicing Maelstrom. A great shot from Double Lift. They're going to be able to finalize the kill on Ambition as well. And the double kill for Double Lift was doubly needed.
That was huge. He needed those kills right here. Now Saint finds Insect, but there's still a numbers advantage. Like, Insect's buying time to let Prey push a turret, but they can still collapse.
Oh, man.
Maybe they can't. Mad Life shows.
Mad Life coming in from the side. It looks like they are going to have Xpecial, and he may just take that one for himself. No, Xpecial gets the heal on, may get out of the box, keeps him closed in. The one kill. The turret as well from Prey as he's all by himself in the bottom lane, still pressuring everything, multitasking right now for Korea.
I don't know if that engage was worth it because Prey was going to get that turret no matter what. It was already low, Double was already backing, they weren't keeping Double from going anywhere. And even though he backed, he still didn't save the turret. So all they did was trade their jungler for a support, and I don't know if that really matters.
That's good money. That shutdown on Shy went to Doublelift. He's been able to pick up a few more damage items, and he did put a Zeal under his belt. The Oracle coming in right now for Xpecial after going down. He's died one time. He's been a part of 5 kills in the game, so they may be focusing that Oracles out, knowing it can stop the advantages of Korea.
No, he just bought one now, though. I don't think he was wearing one when he went down the first time, so yeah, it wasn't anything special. So now I do want to see if he really gets focused, right? He is Sona. Sona is a squishy champion without the W aura on. The Oracles does make him a pretty big prime target, but this still tells me that North America are keeping their head in the game. They know it's vision time now. Baron is on the table for both these teams. Both squads can actually kill it very, very quickly. The Infinity Edge Zeal Caitlyn with a Fed Rise, that kills it fast. Diana and Graves kill Baron very, very fast as well. It's on the table for both these teams here, and now the ward sweeping game really must start.
Looking around, a lot of boots too coming out here, and finalized items for the Korean team, giving them not quite a bit of chase, but really that engagement they need to follow up on Insect, to follow up on something that Ambition can do with Kennen rushing in. Like we said, when those flashes are up, those engagements are a lot scarier.
Yes, this is really, and that's kind of the funny thing. It's the weird like advantage and disadvantage of the Korean team is when flashes are up, you can start fights that normally you wouldn't be able to. But the problem is when they're down, all they have is counter engage. They don't force engagements well. You know, Mad Life flash hooks are great, but only when he's got flash. The hook itself, it's hard to follow up on that sometimes. So this is kind of the thing is Korea can't as easily force things as North America.
Good a bit of harass there. Seeker's arm guard keeping him healthy. Looks like he's actually going to pick up a Rylai second on this. Very good pickup for Kennen, and looks like the jump in elastic slingshot. They get the slow. The red onto Prey may be able to secure a kill onto this one. The depth charge goes back. Is anybody going to come in? Dyrus from the backside. He's going to teleport into this one, jumping into the fight. It's already been 2 kills, however. Korea has just acted quickly onto this one. Dyrus is able to pick up the Prey. He picks up the red buff on that kill. It looks like they are still going to be attacking down. Everything is on the same Vicious, but he's taking so much damage for the team. Another 1-for-1. 12-9 overall in the kills as they finalize another one. Mad Life with a grab. The Hex Trigger really preventing any of the damage to come through from anything else. And it looks like he is going back in. Dyrus for another kill, but he's going to be taken down by Prey. And that's a Shy, and that's a shutdown.
That was a crazy, crazy fight right there. I thought North America had it because they had Dyrus teleporting in and Shy was far away. It was a 5v4, and that's why NA took the fight. They said, look, stand our ground and go for it. But Xpecial and Doublelift died so fast in that fight. And I don't even know how he died exactly, but he died first, and that was so massive. If it was anyone else but Double, that would have been the easiest NA team fight ever, but you kill the AD carry first, and your life's gonna suck.
That was a flicked switch. They saw a teleport coming in. It's like, you know what? We're either doing the most damage we can, or we're gonna run out of this with a tail between our legs. And like you said, I didn't expect Xpecial to die that fast. I didn't even know they were gonna focus him, but like we said, with that Oracle's on, he becomes a pretty big target.
Exactly. He got a good crescendo off, but he was in the middle of the enemy team and had really just nowhere to go. And it's just unfortunately positioned for him. His exhaust is now up. His flash is about to come back. There's a small window of not having enough summoners there for the North American team. Double didn't have flash either. No summoners, hard to team fight. Meanwhile, the Koreans, they did. They actually burned a lot of flashes there, and that's how they won that. I say won because it was a 4v5 when they went equal. They kind of won that fight.
An already charged Seraph and Brace are going into Shy here. Will he decide to use that? He doesn't even have to. Keeps the fingers steady on the Seraphs, and he just walks right out of that one.
And that was really impressive. They actually, I don't think they necessarily tried to super hard, but they actually canceled the Lantern pullback with another knockup to override it. So it actually managed to make Shy burn his flash when he wouldn't have had to.
Glacial Shroud coming out for him. We know what the obvious next buy is for that rise. From 13 to 11, the kill score looks quite close, but again, Korea finding a way to accumulate that gold lead. 41,500 to 34,500 in favor of the Korean LCL All-Stars. 5-1 in turrets is also giving them map pressure, and with the way they control it, it is exponentially harder for North America to come back right now.
Yes, they've got to move so far out of their own territory to make aggressive moves that it increases the chance that they get caught, right? They're playing so far away from Dragon and Baron because their waves are pushed that reacting to Dragon and Baron takes a lot more time. Getting their own buffs is, like the North American buffs are in neutral zone, basically. They actually have equal standing over those bottom side red and blues, and North America needs to make something happen, somehow sweep out wards and somehow get a fog of war advantage to turn this around.
And make something happen is really the name of the game right now. We saw it a bit in the North American LCS. Thresh here on, or Mad Life on Thresh, picking up the mobility boots right after his stone buy. They are really looking to get any fights they can of somebody out of position here.
So here we go, Insect and Shy starting things out, Bray across the wall, and they realize that the North Americans do see them. They are sensing this one, so they do back out. But again, as we've seen, Baron is on the table for these guys 25 minutes in. North America, they're the ones in darkness. Korea gets to start those fights, and then, well, we'll back out. We see you coming.
Major toss, looks like great siege clear here for Korea. They will not take too much of the turret. Mad Life on the right side. There's the slingshot in, but did not catch anybody. The gap close just was not there for them.
It actually, yeah, and it's not okay for the Americans to all in Insect right now. He's got his passive backup. And and again, you look at the build, right? Spirit Visage and Spirit of the Ancient Golem.
Right, that's what we said last time would be the build,
yeah,
not
right?
the Sonya's.
So that's the more legitimate item when you're giving your opponents respect, and that tells me that the Koreans feel it too. This game is much closer this time around, but you're not going to kill that Insect very quickly. He's got good farm again. The Giant's Belt came in there, 2, 2, and 6. Good minion score right there. The tanks are tanky, the damage dealers are damagey, and everything in between is pretty well in between. Ambition's got some durability and some AP.
So it is strength in the AP composition for the Korean LCL All-Stars coming into this matchup twice in a row. They're running heavy and deep in AP, and they look to synergize with each other. This time it's not the Abyssal Scepter right away. It's the slow to keep everybody in the fight and the engagement to continue. St. Vicious trying to build a bulwark, but the Baron is going to buff these guys up so much with these free stats, it may not matter.
And the beautiful thing about this is they all did it from across the wall. Insect can hop over, Mad Life can hop over, toss the lantern back and pull in a homie, and Caitlyn just shoots from behind the wall in the first place.
Yeah.
Even though there's wards dotting the river, they just saw Ambition with a bunch of purple bling on, and they're like, oh my gosh, they just did that.
Yeah. Let's see what they can do. Now that they know, see Scar playing very safe here, going in for only when he needs to, and still trying to keep himself in the game. Only 20 CS behind Ambition right now. To look at the AD carries double lift, has found about 20 CS after that Baron engagement. But the Baron, really a whole bunch of CS in itself, so that does not matter. But he's just trying to reach that mark where the team can protect him, where they can peel for him, and really allow him to carry these team fights as Pentalift.
He'll have good, yeah, one of his 4 Smurfs. He'll have good damage, honestly. I don't know how to compare it against Caitlyn, because certainly the items are better for Kate. She's Infinity instead of a Bloodthirster.
Right.
But Graves does more damage than Kate. He has an attack speed steroid, has a bunch of burst damage in his abilities. They're going to be pretty similarly impactful in these fights. And on top of that, remember that his team is one with the Aegis. You've actually got Aegis and Asuna Bulwark from Saint. Insect is building selfishly, so there's no auras at all outside of maybe offensive ones if they actually build an Abyssal at some point. So Double will have really good impact. There's not a lot of armor on that other team. He can shred through some people. It is Protect the Double, you're absolutely right.
And besides, we see that Abyssal Scepter coming out. Not really going to affect too much other damage besides Nautilus coming in. A little bit of Sona, but how really are they going to be able to react to these fights? There's just too much, not selfish lane purchases here as we see Double Lift going down to Ambition, but it's been the Hex Drinker for Dyrus so he can stay alive, right?
Yep.
It's been those items for yourself, and we see Mad Life picking up the Aura items already for his team.
We've got a 4v4 inside the base right here. Insect's going to start it out fast.
Oh, man, they take down the turret. The danger is gone from the aggro. Back and forth. Oh, he gets it. Will he get the Q to him? What? Oh, he dodges that. It's going to be back and forth between these guys. The bottom lane, oh, he gets Double Lift down. Beautiful camera play there as we come into the next fight. Skara now getting locked up. The box goes down. The Zanyas is there, but it's only for the Polaroids and family pictures. Shut down onto Skara. 15-11 at 30 minutes right now, and the base looks to be Korea's.
They're going to go right on in. Insect happy to take the turret. They're going to... Nope, they pull him back with the lantern. That's a cheeky little move right there, but they still got the numbers advantage. They can push down at least one turret.
That is a very big taunt by Insect. He threw himself in with his escape, and he's like, yes, we're doing this right in front of the fountain. We're going out the door. He does it again. Tries to crowd control him, so they cannot get to that crescendo. They couldn't gap close on any of that damage. It was only to stop damage to the turret. Everything is is in defensive reaction right now.
And Ambition pushed the bottom lane the entire time right there after winning the duel with double lift. He's getting a lot of damage onto it. However, NA is alive. He'll have to leave with Lightning Rush.
Ambition getting a few more down. It looks like a special is going to be able to hold off a few of those. They will back off. They will be able to get themselves another objective. It's pretty much the LCL map right now. There should be Fog of War down in the NA side. They need to find a way to bring this back. They've lost the inhibitor towards the top side, and the Baron has been perfectly utilized by Korea right now. It's going to be a tough matchup, but NA is getting the items under the belt that they need. The Bulwark is going to be immensely helpful, and it needed to come out possibly sooner. After getting the boots of mobility, it did help him, but there was so much of a lull there that the AP is just taking over for Korea now.
It is pretty rough right now for North America. Absolutely. They're behind in gold, they're behind in items. They're trying to catch up right here. Death Cap just got completed for Ambition, so right, you really, really want that Runic Bulwark. Problem is Void Staff's already there from Shy. I mean, there's a lot going the Koreans' way, Baron buff and all of that. So right now it's, can North America pause? Hard engage is not easy for the Koreans. It's Insect face taking a turret after an elastic slingshot, and that's their way in. And they're going to hope Ambition can follow up with Lightning Rush in the ultimate. And that's not a guarantee for sure. That's not a foregone conclusion that Korea starts a fight. It's them poking a turret with Prey and hoping that doesn't have damage.
Really, that Mad Life trying to get a hook onto Dyrus, and I would have seen that possibly going to an engagement towards the middle turret here. Even Mad Life trying to get a shot down. They know one turret shot's not going to hurt. Dyrus from the backside. There's the lock on. Couldn't get over the walls. Dyrus is waiting to get into this one. He got himself stuck. No, there it is. He gets in, but Mad Life peeling perfectly for Prey. The shot's coming out now for Prey. He's alive inside the box and almost full health again. Beautiful team coordination here from Korea as they execute onto a teleported in fight by North American LCS team.
Absolutely great job. They saw the TP coming in, backed out a little bit, and you saw the right guys zone out the opposing team. You had, Prey was kept alive by Mad Life. Shy turned back around and killed Dyrus. The rest of the team knocked on the front line. There's a surrender for North America. Korea, they're into the finals.
An amazing